Hi, this is Talent Home Solutions COA tutorial number 7. This tutorial is about address mapping. The objective here will be to understand address mapping techniques for cache memory, in which we are going to study method of addressing, which is to locate data within the cache. So now, first of all, let us begin with the two concepts over here. The first concept is main memory. The main memory is going to be something which will be divided into block of memory locations. This block of memory locations will be grouped into blocks based on 2 raised to n locations, where n is going to be number of bits used to identify a word within a block. So the word will be identified with the particular block. So the second concept that we have is the cache memory. Cache memory is going to be divided using lines. They are organized using lines. Each contains enough space to store exactly one block of data. That means it is going to store a single word inside a single line. So we also have one more concept which is called as tag, which is going to identify where that particular block came from in the memory. So it is going to keep the mapping information of the line to the block. So there are 3 techniques used in address mapping. The very first one is direct mapping. Second one is fully associative, and the last one is set associative. So these 3 are the techniques of address mapping from main memory to cache. So it will be something like block of a main memory will be mapped with lines of my cache. So let's start with the very first one, which is direct mapping. Direct mapping says that it will assign each memory block to a specific line in the cache. So there will be a one-to-one mapping. So let's see if this is my main memory, which has got m block, which is equal to the size of my cache. So the sections that you can see over here is nothing but my block of memories. Now this will be mapped one-on-one to the lines present in my cache. So these are the lines that you can see in my cache memory, which is going to have m lines. This is my cache, which is going to have m lines, and my B0 is mapped with line L0, and Bm-1 is mapped with line m-1. Okay, so this is called as direct mapping, where there is one-on-one mapping, where the size of my cache is equal to the size of my main memory block. Okay, so the main memory address will be something which is going to have 3 sections into it, which is going to have tag, slot or set, and W. Tag stands for something which is used for identifying which block is stored in which line of the cache. Slot or set identifies the line in the cache, whereas the word identifies which word is within that particular block. So if I want to represent that in a 24-bit address, I will say कि tag occupies 8-bit, slot or line occupies 14-bit, whereas 2-bit is given for my word. The next one is fully associative. Fully associative states that any block can go into any line of my cache. So if I say this is my one block of main memory, I can map this to any of my cache memory lines. So wherein in my previous one, direct associative, in that I can directly have my one block of memory to be associated my one line of my cache memory. So my main memory address will be something which is going to have 2 sections into it, the tag section and the word section. The tag is again going to do the same thing, which is going to identify which block is stored in which line of the cache, and word is going to identify the word within that particular block. If I have to identify this into a 24-bit address, I will say that tag is going to occupy 22 bits, whereas word is going to occupy 2 bits. Next is set associative. Set associative is more something which is going to have a single bit, a one block of memory which is going to be allotted to a set of blocks. So we state that Instead of having exactly one line that a block can map to in the cache, we will group a few lines together, creating a set. So here, my one block of memory will be associated or mapped with block of lines or set of lines of my cache memory. So the memory address of this is going to be something which is going to have tag, slot or set and then W. So tag is going to identify which block is stored, slot is going to tell me the line in the cache, whereas W is going to tell me the word within that particular block. So if I have to represent this with a 24-bit address example, so tag is going to occupy 9 bits, slot is going to be of 13 bits, whereas word is going to occupy 2 bits. So in all, to summarize, in this tutorial we learned that there are 3 address mapping techniques, namely direct mapping, which does a one-on-one mapping, that is one block of cache, one block of main memory is mapped with one line of cache memory. Second is fully associative mapping, wherein my one block of main memory is mapped to any line of the cache memory. This third one is set associative mapping, wherein my one block of main memory is mapped with a set of lines inside my cache memory. So let's guess the correct option for the question. The question says that a memory address of set associative mapping consists of tags, dash and word bit. The correct answer for this is going to be either set of lines or slot or block. So the correct answer is set of lines. Okay, that's it for this session. Thank you.